Hello everyone, welcome to our course Introduction to Web3. I am Anjali and I'll be your guide for this course. In today's lesson, we are going to learn about the differences between public and private blockchain. So let's first see what are these two types of blockchains. First of all, let's talk about public blockchain. So public blockchains are permissionless blockchains. So as the name suggests, they are public blockchains. That means they are open to the whole public. Anybody can come and participate in that blockchain. So you do not require any special permissions to be a part of that blockchain. So that anyone can join the network, anyone can read the data, write the data, or participate within the blockchain. There is no need of special permissions to be given for this kind of blockchain. Also, there is no entity which is responsible for supervision or controlling the system. Also, the data on a public blockchain is quite secure because it is not possible to modify or alter the data once it is validated. So this works like normal blockchain technology which we have all read till now, which means that once you write the data cannot be modified. So it's a very secure data in public blockchain. We know the examples of public blockchain are Ethereum and Bitcoin. Now moving on to the private blockchain. So the major difference between private and public blockchain is that the private blockchain is a permissioned blockchain. It is based on the access controls which restrict the people who can participate in the network. So as we've discussed that in private blockchain, there are permissions, special permissions which are required, and also there are access control lists, proper lists being prepared that of the people who some people can read the data, some people can write and manipulate the data as well. So it depends upon the kind of access you have, and depending upon that, you act on the network. So one or more entities are responsible for controlling the network. So here it's not truly decentralized because in this there is a central authority which is taking care of the whole system, and it is taking care of the access control lists and taking care of the permissions within the system. So this kind of blockchain is not exactly decentralized or not truly decentralized, we would say, and it has a centralized network, but that centralized network is important because here mostly we talk about the enterprise level blockchain. So in enterprises we know that a certain level of privacy and security is required, or permissions are required for the kind of data which is stored on the private or enterprise blockchains. So you need to have some control of some type of access control over that. So you have a central authority, but that is not truly centralized also, as in the rules are out there in public, and there is a central access, but the whole powers do not exist with that central authority. So that central power, central network is just there to facilitate the process and to quicken the transaction process. So the example of private blockchain would be Hyperledger Fabric. It's one of the most popular softwares being used, and it's a software introduced by the Linux Foundation, and it is an example of a private blockchain. So now we understand that there are two types of blockchains, public and private. Public blockchain is truly decentralized and anybody can be a part of the public blockchain. It's a totally permissionless blockchain, but in private blockchain permissions are involved. These two, let's have a look at the differences also. In public blockchain, anyone can take part by verifying and adding the data to the blockchain. But in private blockchain, only the authorized entities can participate and control the network. So a public blockchain is truly decentralized, whereas a private blockchain is a little more centralized version of a blockchain. Third is transactions per second are less in case of a public blockchain while compared to private blockchain. So private blockchains are faster. Blockchains are trustless, and in a private blockchain setup, participants must not trust one another. So in private blockchain setup, there is always authentication and authentication check at every level. It's a trustless system. Anybody can be a part of that system. So overall, if you see that public blockchains are a true decentralized blockchains, but then disadvantage of the public blockchains is it's a slower form of blockchain. So whenever we talk about enterprises which make use of these blockchains, they need to be a little quicker. So to make them quicker, we have introduced a central authority which takes care of the access control and takes care of the permissions. of the system, and not everybody is allowed to be a part of the network. The data is more secure, the data is more hidden, and that's why it's a faster way of making transactions. So depending upon the use case, which use case you want to go, you can choose the type of blockchain. So that's it for the different types of blockchains in today's lesson. See you in the next class.